Exam Scholar, Real Estate Edition.
Question 1. When a loan is fully amortized by equal monthly payments of principal and interest, the amount applied to the principal A. increases while the interest payment decreases by a constant amount. B. increases by a constant amount. C. stays the same. D. decreases while the interest payment increases. Answer A. When amortizing a loan by equal monthly payments, the amount applied to the principal gradually increases while the amount applied to interest gradually decreases. Question 2. In order to bring court action to collect a commission earned for negotiating a month-to-month rental, the broker A. must have a written listing signed by the owner of the property. B. could not have charged more than 25% of the first month's rent for his services. C. must have been registered with the real estate commissioner as a rental broker. D. he'd prove only an oral agreement to pay a commission. Answer D. Contracts which are to be performed in less than 1 year, such as a month-to-month rental, and agreement leading up to the final contract, listing for a month. Question 3. A primary source of funds for residential mortgage financing is A. Federal Home Loan Bank. B. Federal Savings and Loan Insurance Corporation. C. Federal Savings and Loan Associations. D. Federal Housing Administration. Answer C. The primary source of funds for residential mortgages is federal savings and loan associations. The money ultimately comes from household savings, but the sources for the loans are the savings and loan associations. Question 4. A balloon payment is a part of A. Fully amortized loan. B. Final payment made on any loan secured by a trust deed. C. Partially amortized loan. D. None of the above. Answer C. A balloon payment is defined as the final payment when it is an amount more than twice the smallest payment and the loan is classified as partially amortized as opposed or fully amortized. Question 5. What actions can the Federal Reserve Board take to increase the supply of money and credit in the national economy? A. Lower the cash reserves required by banks which are members of the Federal Reserve Bank system. B. Sell U.S. government securities in the open market. C. Raise the discount rate charged banks which are members of the Federal Reserve Bank system. D. Increase the requirements of banks which are members of the Federal Reserve Bank system. Answer A. If the Federal Reserve Board lowers the reserves required of member banks, it will increase the amount of money available in the economy. Question 6. When reading an amortization table/chart, the amount shown as the payment based on a given loan amount, rate of interest and term indicates A. Yield. B. Both principal and interest. C. Interest. D. Principal. Answer B. An amortization chart, table, will show the monthly payment which includes both principal and interest required to pay off a loan of a given amount, rate of interest and term. Question 7. The security of a loan made on real property depends upon A. The borrower's credit. B. The value of the property being liened. C. The stability and value of money. D. All of the above. Answer B. The property is the underlying security for the loan. Question 8. The requisites of a grant deed when compared to a land contract of sale may differ with respect to A. Interest conveyed. B. Signatures of the principal parties. C. Designation of purchased price. D. All of the above. Answer. D. A grant deed and a contract of sale differ in the signatures of the principals, as a grant deed requires only the signature of the grantor, but the contract of sale requires the signatures of the vendor and vendee. They generally do no disclose the purchase price in a grant deed but must in the contract of sale because it is a contract. A grant deed has implied warranties and the contract of sale has no implied warranties. Question 9. In advertising a listed property for sale, a broker may not legally A. Run an ad which does not give the listing price of the property. B. State the kind of financing available. C. Fail to state the street address of the property. D. Run an ad giving the impression that he is the owner of the property. Answer. D. For a broker licensee to use an ad which gives the impression that the property is being sold by the owner himself/herself when the broker has, in fact, secured a listing on the property, would constitute substantial misrepresentation. This kind of action is unlawful. Question 10. When an owner of real estate sells the property to someone else, which of the sticks in the bundle of legal rights is he or she using? A. Exclusion. B. Legal enjoyment. C. Control. D. Disposition. Answer. D. To dispose of something is disposition. The legal term often applied to this stick in the bundle of rights is alienation. It is a right often taken for granted but did not exist in feudal times or in countries in which the land belonged to the people, the government.
Passing the real estate exam can be hard, like really hard. Statistically, only about 50% of people actually pass the real estate exam on their first try. Those people that pass, they go on to become real estate agents. And the people that didn't pass, they either give up completely or have to try again. Both of these options are painful, disappointing, and upsetting. Exam Scholar Real Estate Edition has been named as the best real estate exam prep by multiple publications for 7 years in a row. If you are about to take the real estate exam, Exam Scholar Real Estate Edition is a no-brainer choice. There is no other real estate exam preparation service out there that comes close. To enjoy the longest membership time, lowest cost, real estate videos, audios, articles, flashcards, vocabulary, exam tips and tricks, a 1-year no questions asked refund policy, and be one of the 35,000 people that it has helped pass the real estate exam, then sign up in less than 5 minutes at www.realestateexamscholar.com.
Question 1. Which of these are not included in a spot survey of a single lot? A. Nearby schools. B. Property improvements. C. Encroachments. D. Easements. Answer. A. Nearby schools would not be included in a spot survey. Spot surveys identify property improvements, encroachments, and easements. Question 2. How do professional agents establish a listing price for a property? A. Appraisal analytics. B. Broker research report. C. Geographic location analysis. D. Comparative market analysis. Answer. D. The comparative market analysis is the method to determine a listing price that is based on similar properties in the area. Question 3. A contract that has been performed except for one of the elements listed is called A. Executed. B. Pre-performed. C. Executory. D. Void. Answer. C. When all parts of a contract have been completely performed, it is called executed. Until all parts have been completely performed, it is called executory. Question 4. When a broker obtains a new contract, it is considered what until fully performed? A. Pre-executed. B. Pre-performed. C. Invalid. D. Executory. Answer. D. A contract that has not been fully performed is known as executory. Once it is performed, it is called executed. Question 5. David, a broker, has recently finalized a deal for the purchase of one of his listings. The buyer has given him earnest money. What must David do next with the earnest money? A. Deposit the money in the company operating account. B. Deposit the money in his personal account. C. Deposit the money in an escrow account. D. Place the money in a secure location for later. Answer. C. All earnest money must be placed in an escrow account. Earnest money cannot be mixed with personal accounts, business operating accounts, or other locations. Question 6. The pledging of something as collateral or security for payment of a loan is known as A. Hypoflation. B. Hypothecation. C. Hypothecary. D. Hypogenation. Answer. E. Hypothecation is the pledging of something as collateral or security for payment of a loan. Question 7. A borrower conveys legal title to the property to a third disinterested party for safekeeping in order to secure a loan. The required document in this type of situation is called A. An executory deed. B. A warranty deed. C. A trust conveyance. D. A trust deed. Answer. D. A trust deed involves a third party that holds the deed to the property until the loan requirements have been fulfilled for a lender. Once the loan has been fulfilled, the third party holder of the trust deed will reconvey the deed to the purchaser. Question 8. To create a valid mortgage, it must be A. In writing. B. Secured by collateral. C. Have monthly payments. D. Have pictures of the property. Answer. A. Options given, being in writing is the correct answer. However, a valid mortgage must also contain a legal description of the secured property and a statement of the debt owed. Question 9. If land is utilized in a range of ways in balanced proportions, this can potentially A. Decrease land value. B. Increase land value. C. Be illegal due to zoning laws. D. Cause tension between neighbors. Answer. D. As long as the land use is in advantageous proportions, this can increase the value of the land. Question 10. Ito wishes to have a broker represent him in the purchase of a new piece of property. This type of arrangement would be called A. Dual agency agreement. B. Cooperative broker assignment. C. Buyer-broker agreement. D. Right to show agreement. Answer. C. Of the listed answers, buyer-broker agreement is the correct answer. This type of agreement can also be called an exclusive right to represent agreement. Question 1. Which lien has the lowest priority for collection? A. Special assessments. B. Property taxes. C. Mortgages. D. Unsecured court order. Answer. D. An unsecured court order would have the lowest priority of the listed answers. Property taxes, special assessments, and mortgages generally have priority. Question 2. In a case in which the seller refuses to pay the broker a commission and the broker does not sue the seller, what can the sales agent do to receive the commission due to him/her? A. Sue the seller. B. Sue the broker. C. Place a lien on the property. D. Sue for specific performance. Answer. B. The only real recourse that a sales agent would have in this situation is to sue the broker for the commission. Only a broker can sue the seller/principal. Question 3. If Mike, an attorney, sends Misha, the sales agent, a crisp $100 bill in an envelope to her office in return for referring her client to him, under the rules of RESPA this would be A. Legal. B. Illegal. C. Shady business practices because the money should not be cash. D. None of these. Answer. B. Under the rules of RESPA, this type of action would be illegal because it is considered a kickback. Question 4. RESPA does not regulate A. Booklets. B. That lenders make a good faith estimate of closing costs. C. Rates. D. That the HUD-1 uniform settlement statement be used. Answer. C. RESPA does not include anything about rates. Question 5. Even if a person has a low creditworthiness, the Fair Housing Law requires A. That the lender make the loan anyway at a higher interest rate. B. That the lender make a good faith attempt to obtain a loan. C. That the lender reconfigure the loan requirements to fit the individual. D. None of these. Answer. D. The Fair Housing Law does not require that a lender perform any of these actions if the individual does not meet the required creditworthiness. Question 6. The seller delivers the deed to the property and the buyer pays the purchase price in the step known as A. Ending. B. Closing. C. Final. D. Deadline. Answer. B. The transfer of title and settlement of accounts is called the closing. Question 7. Depreciated value is considered in which approach? A. Cost. B. Sales comparison. C. Income. D. Gross rent multiplier. Answer. A. The cost approach considers depreciated value, which is estimated. Question 8. James was able to have his building permit issued without issue even though there was this violated restriction. A. Deed. B. Zoning. C. Building code. D. Setback. Answer. A. A deed restriction is not enforced by local building authorities and are non-governmental. They are issued by the previous owner of the property and can be enforced through neighbors' lawsuits. Question 9. If a real estate agency relationship is to be enforceable, which of these needs to happen? A. Be authorized by a written agreement. B. The agent must be a valid licensee. C. The principal must have the power to do what is being assigned. D. All of these. Answer. D. In order for the real estate agency relationship to be enforceable, all of these criteria must be met, and in some cases more than these. Question 10. If a homeowner wishes to receive monthly checks or a lump sum based on the equity in their home that does not have to be paid back until either the property is sold or the owner dies, they would need to obtain A. A circular mortgage. B. Comprehensive mortgage. C. Reverse mortgage. D. Applied reverse mortgage. Answer. C. This type of tapping of equity in a home is called a reverse mortgage. Question 1. Which of the following cannot be defined as escrow monies? A. Promissory notes. B. Security deposits. C. Personal bonds. D. Earnest money. Answer. C. Personal bonds cannot be used as escrow money because the escrow money must be immediately available in most cases. Any of the other answers listed are acceptable for escrow monies. Question 2. Which of these are considered a protected class under the Fair Housing Amendments Act of 1988? A. A dog. B. A child. C. An immigrant. D. A single mother. Answer. B. Of the listed choices, the presence of children in a family were added to the Fair Housing Amendments Act of 1988. Question 3. Ben, the landlord, wishes to charge Betty extra rent because she has a child living with her. This would be considered A. Legal. B. Illegal. C. Legal in certain neighborhoods. D. None of these. Answer. B. This practice is illegal according to the Fair Housing Amendments Act of 1988 that included the presence of children in a family as a protected class. Question 4. Building heights, setbacks, and density are usually established by A. Local building inspectors. B. Zoning regulations. C. County ordinances. D. State general plans. Answer. B. Zoning regulations control the use of land as well as determine building heights, setbacks, and density. Question 5. What does the Real Estate Settlements Procedures Act cover? A. Residential mortgage loans. B. 1 to 4 family mortgage loans. C. Commercial mortgage loans. D. Installment mortgages. Answer. B. Also known as RESPA, the Real Estate Settlements Procedures Act covers 1 to 4 family mortgage loans, including equity loans. Question 6. Careful zoning can have which effect on property values? A. No change in property value. B. Increased property value. C. Decrease in property value. D. None of these. Answer. B. Proper and careful zoning can increase property values by means of the principle of conformity. Question 7. If Jerry sold his land to Margaret, he could inhibit Margaret's future enjoyment of the property by what means? A. Nothing. Once the property is sold, it belongs to Margaret to do as she pleases. B. Through zoning laws. C. Through deed restrictions. D. Through court order. Answer. C. Deed restrictions are restrictive covenants on the use of the property that run with the land. Question 8. Abel has the right to cross through Peter's property to get to his property. What is this right called? A. A license. B. An appurtenant easement. C. A habendum clause. D. A contract. Answer. B. Abel has an appurtenant easement that allows him to cross over Peter's property to get to his own. Question 9. If Nancy owns the property that Heather crosses over to get to her own property, Nancy owns which parcel? A. Dominant. B. Neutral. C. Subservient. D. Servient. Answer. A. Because Nancy owns the land that Heather has to cross over by easement to get to her property, Nancy is said to have the dominant parcel. Question 10. In order to bind a contract between two parties, consideration must be A. Money. B. Goods or services. C. Money, goods, or services. D. Anything the parties agree upon is valuable enough. Answer. E. Consideration in a contract can be anything agreed upon between two parties that they consider to be valuable enough to satisfy the contract. Question 1. Which of the following is not a way in which mortgages and trust deeds differ? A. Securities. B. Title. C. Statute of limitations. D. Parties. Answer. A. They are both security interests in property. They provide the legal right to have the property sold in the event that the borrower defaults. Question 2. The statutory dedication process is completed when A. The appointed representative of the city or county signs accepting the dedication. B. The final subdivision map is recorded. C. The dedicated area is completed. D. Local authorities deliver a signed acceptance to the subdivider. Answer. B. Upon the final subdivision may being recorded. If the subdivider has dedicated an area through a dedication certificate and the dedication has been accepted by the properly authorized official, then the recording of the approved map would be the final step in the statutory dedication process. Question 3. When duly recorded in the county where the property of the judgment debtor is located, an abstract of judgment for money awarded by a court becomes A. An involuntary lien. B. A voluntary lien. C. An attachment lien. D. An equitable lien. Answer. A. A lien is a money encumbrance. In this instance, the encumbrance is placed on the property without the owner's consent and is, therefore, involuntary. Question 4. At 12 o'clock noon, Baker made an offer to purchase a single-family residence. He instructed his real estate broker not to present his offer until 6 p.m. By 6 p.m., 3 more offers had been submitted. The real estate broker should A. Ignore the other offers. B. Present all offers to the property owner in the order they were submitted. C. Present all offers to the property owner simultaneously as soon as possible. D. Wait until the seller acts on the first offer before presenting the other offers. Answer. C. The rule of agency is that all offers must be presented to the seller and let the seller make the decision as to which offer to accept. Question 5. One side of a section equals how many feet? A. 43,560. B. 5,280. C. 2,640. D. 1,000. Answer. B. A section is 1 mile on each side. 1 mile equals 5,280 feet. Question 6. Which of the following is required in a valid homestead? A. Statement that claimant is residing on the premises and desires to claim it as a homestead. B. Statement giving the exact cost of the homestead at time of purchase. C. A description of the property including a description of the improvements. D. Signature of both husband and wife. Answer. A. Any person filing a homestead is required to reside on the premises at the time that he records the homestead and to sign a statement that he desires to claim it as a homestead. The person claiming a homestead does not have to give the cost, or a description of the improvements on the property, and it can be filed by either a husband or a wife. Question 7. The broker, as agent of the seller, owes the buyer A. Only a duty to disclose any item which relates directly to the sales price of the property. B. The same fiduciary obligations he owes to the seller. C. Only the duty to answer questions honestly. D. The duty of honestly and fair dealing. Answer. D. This deals with the responsibility an agent owes the buyer when the licensee is the agent of the seller. He owes the seller fiduciary obligations, the buyer, the duty of honestly and fair dealing. Question 8. Harry owns a building in a commercial area of town. Tina rents space in the building and operates a bookstore. In Tina's bookstore, she has installed large reading tables fastened to the walls and bookshelves that create aisles from the front of the store to the back. These shelves are bolted to both the ceiling and the floor. Which of the following best characterizes the contents of Tina's bookstore? A. The shelves and tables are trade fixtures and will convey when Harry sells the building. B. The shelves and tables are trade fixtures and may properly be removed by Tina before her lease expires. C. Beck. As Tina is a tenant, the shelves and tables are fixtures and may not be removed except with Harry's permission. D. Because the shelves and tables are attached to the building, they are treated the same as other fixtures. Answer B. Common law protects business tenants who install fixtures for their business by treating these trade fixtures as their personal property and giving tenants the right to remove them before the end of their lease. Any damage to the building due to removal is to be repaired by the departing tenant. A licensee who participates in the sale of business property should make known to purchasers what, if any, trade fixtures there are that will not convey with the building. Question 9. A real estate license is A. Constitutionally protected right of the individual. B. Privilege granted by the state. C. Right granted by the Office of the Attorney General. D. None of the above. Answer B. Like a driver's license, it is a privilege. Question 10. If, in a transaction, the amount made as a deposit is not sufficient to cover the monetary damages incurred by a party to the real estate sales transaction, the following party could not file an action in a court of law. A. The buyer. B. The seller. C. A real estate broker acting as an agent for his principal. D. An attorney action for his principal. Answer C. A real estate broker acting as an agent for his principal is a special agent. The broker's powers are limited to acting in the sale of the property. He has no power to file a court action for his principal.
Exam Scholar, Real Estate Edition.